We're taking another look at the 2025 recruiting class, and today we're going to shine a spotlight on four-star wide receiver Terry Shelton, who signed with TCU. We're going to be looking at his highlights. We're going to be looking at his 24/7 Sports player profile page. But before you dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're covering the 2025 recruiting class every single day, player by player. You need to know what these kids look like before they hit the field, so when they start making plays on Saturday, you know something about them. Click that button, stop missing out. We're starting off with this 24/7 Sports player profile page. If you're here for just the highlights, fast forward about 3 minutes, you'll get there. They have him rated as a 4-star prospect, ranked 12th in class. The composite is a little lighter on him, wide receiver 30. Listed at 6'4", 200. That's dated. It could be different. But the one thing it says, we got good height to our frame. Down here, we got 16 offers. Other schools looking at him: Kansas, Illinois, Boston College, Arizona. So some big programs, middle tier programs looking at him. Market was okay for him when it comes to college football. But what we're seeing in the scout report, Shelton is a special talent with some unique traits. He has an athletic 6'4", 200-pound frame, is elite in the air, and has speed to run away from a secondary. So we're looking at a guy here that's going to be fun to watch on the highlights. He has to be, with what they just said here. Looking at his frame and playing style, he's already drawing some comparisons to current Wildcat superstar wide receiver T-Mac. So we might have a player that we're watching in a few years that's taking over college football, racking up numbers at TCU, and we're wondering how he slipped through the cracks. And he's a basketball player, so we're going to see him good at the catch point, boxing out defenders, good footwork, also plays basketball and runs track. We got some good times down here. We got some speed, and we're locked in with TCU. Florida State tried to get at him. TAMU tried to get him, so some bigger programs. The market looks like he got hot later. That being said, we're with TCU. Let's take a look at his highlights. Let's see what he's working with. We got 5 minutes of highlights here, 5 minutes of clips. There he is at the top. Attacks midline. Comes out bit. Good throw by the quarterback. Inside shade by the DB. Let's see how we attack this. Attacks midline. Comes out. Boom. Boom. All right. We got some good route running so far. We're blocking, turning him, not allowing him to scoot into the play. Heads up DB. See how he attacks this midline attacker. Comes at him. Boom. Crosses his face. Good release. Good with the drop step to the outside. Let's see that speed. He's got good feet, though. He's got good feet. There he goes. We got some pull away. That's pretty good for a 6'4" wide receiver, over 200 pounds. On the outside. Look at that. He was selling the outside, came up. Good ball skills. Good concentration with the sea of hands in your face. Up top. Stops good. Stops good for his height. One thing I'm seeing now in the recruiting process when scouting wide receivers is taller wide receivers are stopping better on a dime when they're above 6'2". Used to be physics. Physics works against you when you're taller when it comes to breaking off routes. It does, but we're starting to see bigger wide receivers like him right here break off routes, limited drift, and that's a good thing. We're going to get the big wide receiver back in the NFL. One wide receiver at a time. Heads up to inside shade. Due to my angle. Got a block. Doesn't matter. We smash them. Inside shade-ish. Looks like due to my angle. Freezes him up. Subtle and assertive. Route runner. Meaning everything's got purpose. But nothing overdone. There he is. To the outside. Nope. Sells tacking midline and hits the block. Smooth. He's got smooth feet. He's very light on his feet. His release package is nasty too. DB's looking in. Why? That DB got caught off guard there. I was wondering, his shoulders were squared up almost with the quarterback. Good ball skills. I see the T-Mac comparisons downfield. We're just coming out funny because I had a weird cough drop earlier while I was sleeping. And this is early in the morning. So my mouth's super dry. But he's got ball skills downfield like T-Mac. Where if he's contested, and even if you got two dudes on him, he's going to bring it down. Because he can just read the flight path of the ball. He's got sticky hands. He gets downfield. He's got length. I think the difference between him and T-Mac is that release package. And Shelton here's release package off the line is the trait I like the most. And everybody else will say the ball skills and maybe even like his movement skills for his height. I think it's that release package and how he sells before the break. And limited drift too for his height. Those are the things. Those are very good ball skills. And the thing is, those just shine too easy for me. But the little things is what I like to look at. And it really didn't. It might have got mentioned on the bottom part of the scouting report. But those little things I want to bring out because you're not getting them in scouting reports or they're not being highlighted enough. Look how little the DB is. So he's got to get back. He's got to get back quicker. He's got to read them hands better. Like, you're not going to cover a guy like this. Look how little the DB is. There it is. You see the basketball background in him. You see him rise up with that one hand. This is a guy that got under-recruited and the market got hot on him late. Over by the sideline. Inside shade by the DB here. We're going to attack it. Break it. Keep him thinking. Inside the head up by DB. Smart on the block because we sold the release. This is a very technical wide receiver. He's very technical, especially for being 6'4". A lot of guys who are above like 6'2", 6'3", they're not showcasing how technical they can be on their highlights, on their big plays, because they really don't have to. They're beating everybody with athleticism and height. He can do all that. He really focuses on the finer nuances of the game. Beating guys off the release. He has very good footwork off the release. Sells the midline of the wide receiver, so he attacks the middle point of their body and makes them think before he makes their break. He's also very good on the dead leg, cutting in or out right before he makes that break off the release, or even before he makes his cut off of his route on his break. He sells well on his routes. We're good at getting downfield. We have speed downfield. The ball skills are amazing. He's very good at concentrating when the ball's in the air, when there's a sea of hands right in front of him. Still makes the grab. Has strong hands. Good frame. Everything's checking out with him. And we got a big play wide receiver here that maybe in a few years or maybe even this year that you're going to see on Saturdays make big things happen. Could be a difference maker for TCU. And you need to pay attention to him because if he balls out and decides to hit the portal, your team might get a steal here because this is a big-time prospect that got overlooked. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.